In the upcoming video, I made a mistake. I put the answer as -1/10, when in reality it's -1 over x to the 10. My bad, I'll try to make an adjustment as you watch, but if I don't, at least it's right here. Let the lesson begin. So exponents, as the title says, with variables. They represent variables with a letter. You've learned that way back in 6th grade when they say, Ken has X dollars, and Triana has $3 more than Ken. How would you write that? You'd write it as X plus 3. You remember all that stuff? Yeah. So this is the same idea, except now we're going to, well, let's go look at these worked examples. There's not much more I can teach. I'm just going to give a few examples. And I'm going to use examples from what we've learned yesterday. 3 to the 5th power times 3 to the 7th power times 3 to the 2nd power. How would I do that problem? Yeah, add up all the exponents. 3 to the 5 plus 7 plus 2. And what's 5 plus 7 plus 2? 14. That's your final answer. Now we're going to try something very difficult. I want you to try this problem. A to the 5th power times a to the 7th power times a to the 2nd power. What should I do here? Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we already know it's going to be a.
Okay, we know it would be an a.
And then you just add all three together.
5 plus 7 plus 2. And what's 5 plus 7 plus 2?
So A14.
A to the 14th power. Whew, that was tough, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to do this next problem. A to the 3rd power times a to the -5th power times a to the 4th power. How would I do this guy? This will be a review from yesterday's. Yes, sir?
You have to flip A to the -5th.
All right, since we have a negative exponent, we know that we could just flip it and make it positive. So that means this becomes a to the 3rd power times a to the 4th power up on top. That becomes an a to the +5th power on the bottom, which means, what is the top going to be? A to the 7th power, because 4 plus 3 is 7, and a to the 5th just stays on the bottom. And what do I do with these two guys? Subtract it. And where am I going to put my answer? On top. Why do I put my answer on top? Not because I flipped it. Why is my answer going to go on top? By looking at this, how do you know your answer is going to be top? What was that? Because this has a bigger exponent. The top has a bigger exponent, so the answer is going to be on top. So what's 7 minus 5? 2. And nothing on the bottom. We just say it's a 1. But do we need to put a 1 on the bottom? No. You can if you want, or you could just write it like that. Either one works out. Now let's write it like this. Negative x to the 9th power over x to the 15th power. And let's not make it 9th. Let's just make it negative x to the 5th power. Let's leave it like that. How am I going to do this problem? And this is kind of a tricky problem because of that negative sign. But let's see if you can figure it out. Yes?
Would you flip the x with the -x?
He says, would you flip this negative x? Actually, no, because, and this is why it was tricky, because the exponent isn't negative. You only flip it when the exponent is negative. If the number's negative, you don't need to worry about flipping it. Now, I'm going to go step by step for this one. This is going to take some, go ahead.
Maybe since because it's under it, since you would subtract, it'd be like negative x to the 5th power subtracted by x to the 15th power turns to a positive number.
Oh, okay, so you're saying since it's going to be subtracting, we can deal with that. But I'm going to say this is, let's say if you had a problem like this, -5 over a +5. Let's just say -5. If you think in terms of money, what does -5 mean? You owe somebody $5. +5 means you have $5. So that means negative 5 and positive 5 are two different numbers. They're not the same thing. Even though that's a 5, they're two different numbers. One's on the right-hand side of the 0, the other's on the left-hand side of the 0. So they're not the same number if they're not in the same place. So you got to kind of look at this negative number a little differently. Now, and I'm going to go long ways with this. Negative x to the 5th power means negative x times negative x times negative x times negative x times negative x, correct? So I'm going to write that down. Negative x times negative x times negative x times negative x times 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now, if I were just to multiply the signs, if I have the same sign, what is my answer going to be? Remembering, let me say this over again. When you're dealing with integers, if you're multiplying by the same sign, what is your answer going to be? Positive. So I can get rid of that negative sign and that negative sign to make it positive, right? If I multiply and these are the same sign, what is my answer going to be? Positive. So I can get rid of those signs. Can I get rid of that sign? No. So this is what you could do. Nice thing is, you can take that guy and just move it way out there. Just like that. And just cross out. Now we can cross out because we took it away from here and then we put it out here. Cross out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, boom. Your final answer is 1 is on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on the bottom. Don't forget that negative sign. That's a lot of work, yeah? So negative b to the 3rd power over b to the 5th power.
Make it all negative with the negative.
Yeah, take the negative sign and put it out there. So that becomes b to the 3rd power over b to the 5th power. Now what can I do? I can cancel out. Don't forget that minus sign. What's 5 minus 3? And where do I put that b to the 2nd power? On the bottom. Why on the bottom? Because that's where the bigger exponent is. And what goes on top? 1. All right. And I'll say that will work when that power is odd. Because if it's odd, if you look, let's go back all the way here. When that was odd, let me rewrite this over here. These guys, these negative signs were able to cancel out, right? And these signs were able to cancel out, but I had 1 left over. Yes, no?
Yes.
So because I had that left over, you only get that from odd numbers, don't you? Yeah. So I'm just going to say, anytime you have an even number, if that were an even number, I'm going to do one more problem and we'll make it even. If I were to rewrite the problem as, negative b to the 4th power over b to the 6th power, say. If I were to rewrite this whole thing, negative b, negative b, negative b, negative b, and these are all being multiplied. I should probably do that so it doesn't look like they're subtracting. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, these are the same sign, right? So what is the final answer going to be? Positive. So I can get rid of that and get rid of that. I can get rid of that and I can get rid of that. So what do you notice about all these numbers? They're all positive. So all I need to do is cross out that with that, that with that, that with that, that with that. 1 is on top, b to the 2nd power is on the bottom. Hope you like this video. To see another video you might like, click on that box. Otherwise, see my last video right here.